Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here, okay, is we're just going to very, very simply draw a little angled line down like this here. Okay, is that right? Actually, even easier again. Okay, what we'll do here, okay, is we'll draw the base back piece like this. So we're just going to start with a very simple rectangle, line across, line down, line across, and then another line down, like that. Okay, so that's half the size of a page. Okay, we're now going to make that oblique. So very, very simply, we're just going to turn it just to the side like this. Okay, we're going to go 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Now turn back my page like this. And we'll give our back piece a bit of thickness. Okay, once that's done, our next now what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a straight line across from here to here. Like that. Okay, once we've that done, our next step is I'm just going to turn to the side. Again, draw the same angle line like this from here and here. And I'm going to pick this point here. I'm going to draw this exact same angle line like that. Turn back. Okay, so as best you can rub this out because we can't see that anymore. And now the next thing we're going to do here is I'm going to put a center line going straight through the center of this piece of wood, and that will mark my trenches. That will mark the depth of my trench. So once I've got this center marked, I'm now going to mark the center from here to here, which is roughly about here. Just give it a light little tick. Just draw a line back at an angle and turn my page if I want. Nice and light, like that. So I'm now going to move to the left this distance, and then to the right same distance. So just mark to the left of that center line, small little bit, and then over to the right. Once with that done, we can then draw this line lightly here and this line lightly. So just do them lightly first of all. So once I've that done, this gap which is from here to here, I want to have also here and also on the left hand side. So there's going to be 3 scissors. So this distance here, if you wanted, okay, we can just mark it off again here. So just going to come over a small little bit from here to here, okay, and this distance which is here, you can use a ruler if you wanted, measure it from here to here, okay, and then double it here. Sometimes I use my pencil, so put the pencil lead at the end of this point, mark it with your thumb, which is roughly there, take it back there, okay, that's your point, okay. So just going to draw a line again at an angle here, from there, and then from there. So now we've got 2 slots to put our scissors into. We're going to repeat that step again on the right hand side, and we should have 3 even slots, trenches for our scissors. Now let's turn our page again. So by eye, you come over here and roughly here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make all that heavy. So what's heavy is this line, this line, this line, this line, and these 2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a tiny little fillet. So a fillet is called a rounded edge, okay, a fillet. So I'm just going to put a fillet, okay, just on the top 2 corners, or maybe all 4 corners, just to promote safety in your design. So I can turn it like this, and I'm just very simply going to do it lightly, first of all, and then heavy. That's how we do the back. So the back is just simply a line with a small little curve. And we'll do the same at the very bottom here also. So I'm going to turn it upside down. now what we have there is we have an oblique view of our scissors rack design. The last thing that I'm going to include now in this design is one line from here. It's not going straight down, okay, slightly just at an angle. Like that. Okay, so in order for this to be wall mounted, okay, we're going to put two little holes, one on the left and one on the right, for two screws. And if I zoom in there on that, I'm just going to draw a tiny little circle here like that, which just shows the back circle. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. If I move over here, again, small little circle there like that. Okay, so we'll take that up. Now what we'll do is we're going to do some annotation in a second, but before that let's add some shading. So I'm just going to go up and down here, just apply a bit of pressure on that, as there'll be very little sunlight getting in these areas. I'm just going to darken them like that and try and add some bit of a realistic view to our design. I'm going to add some grain on the front of this piece of wood. Okay, so if you can just now look up please, and we'll just go through this very quickly. So what I'm going to introduce in front of this is I'm going to introduce a flame grain. It looks like the top of the flame of a candle. Okay, so if you ever see a candle burning, you'll see a flame point on top of it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to emulate that now on this piece of wood. So please look up. So we start here, come over and then back. Don't have a pointy, have it roundy. Freehand and then come back. Don't have the lines touching, have them spaced out apart. Up here, bring that back. Up here, bring that back. You can go here. Okay, so if you can produce that now please. Nice and lightly. This is very light. You can see this is very, very light. The edges of the design are dark, but this is very light, our flame grey. So nice and lightly, very, very lightly. Next thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to turn my page like this, and I'm now going to add a curve from here to here, and this curve is called an annual ring. And an annual ring in a tree tells the age of the tree. So if you want to know what is the age, then you count the number of rings, which is the annual rings in a tree, and this process is called dendrochronology. So if I just zoom in there, and I'll show you that. So they're your annual rings. Next step now what we're going to do is I'm now going to finish off this piece of wood by simply drawing a line. So where this annual ring touches this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge here, in those 4 locations, I'm just going to draw a light line going all the ways across the length of the piece of wood. Lightly, nice and lightly. It doesn't have to be dead straight. This is an organic piece of material. Anything organic is not completely straight. There is some type of bend or deviation in it. So nice and lightly, barely press that pencil. Okay? And that's your piece of wood. Okay, so let's do some annotation. Okay? So let's start up here. So I'm just going to take an arrow out here. I'll try that again. Slot for scissors. Okay? Hole for wall mounting screw. So put our pencil just on the side here, and again we'll take out another arrow in the shape of an S. Try that again. Rounded corners to ensure safety. And our last annotation, we take an arrow from here. Back piece and front piece glued together. using PVA. Okay, so just okay, so that's what we have. That's our design, and our last thing that we're going to do very, very quickly, just give it a light little colour. Okay, very, very lightly press the yellow on top of your wood. Very, very lightly, and we're just going to give it a very faint yellow. We might go with a bit of a brown for the backing.